Hello, I'm Darrell Link, the Director of the Office of Transportation Safety and Risk Management.
And I am Sean Smith, the Director for the Division of Maintenance and Operations.
We are here to introduce this year's Spot Check Safety Exercise. Now that we're about halfway through the winter operations season, it's a perfect time to check in on the best ways to stay safe and avoid incidents while on the job. This video will address the 6 biggest safety concerns we've seen so far this year. We truly hope you find value in this exercise. Thank you for your commitment to working together to keep both our employees and the traveling public safe.
Topic 1. Avoiding slip and trip injuries. Since winter in Colorado brings an added risk of slipping on the ice and in the snow, CDOT provides winter treads to employees so they can avoid injuries from slips and trips. Over the past few years, these treads have helped nearly eliminate injuries from slips and trips at CDOT because they provide excellent traction in snowy and icy conditions. Your regional storerooms should have full foot and heel-only winter tread options, both of which can be used while driving and walking on a variety of surfaces, including while climbing in and out of plows. To avoid slipping on ice, try to park in a well-lit area on level ground. Parking in dark areas like this one can obscure ice and other hazards. Use handrails, make sure your shoes are tied, and avoid distractions like looking at your phone, but feel free to use it as a flashlight. Topic 2. Conducting quality pre- and post-trip inspections. Safe winter driving starts with making sure your vehicle is ready for the road. At CDOT, it's essential to conduct quality pre- and post-trip inspections. You can conduct a quality pre-trip by taking your time, going all the way around the plow, and confirming every component and part is present and working properly. Don't skip any of the steps in a pre-trip inspection. It's especially important to check your fluids, your tires, and all of your implements. Remember, pre- and post-trip inspections will take as long as they take. The snow will still be there when you and your vehicle are ready. As you inspect the plow, be aware of your surroundings and look for any fluids on the ground around the plow. If you find something that makes the plow unsafe to drive, you are required to red tag it. Red tags are a clear signal to all that the plow is out of service. Ignoring or tampering with a red tag is not tolerated at CDOT and could even cost you your CDL. After your post-trip inspection, make sure to communicate any important issues or any new damage to the next driver. Topic 3. Performing a circle of safety. Performing a circle of safety and getting familiar with the plow's dimensions lowers the risk of incident. Every time you're about to drive your vehicle, perform a circle of safety by looking around, under, and above your vehicle for any obstacles. Move any potential obstacles out of the way, or mark them if they cannot be moved. Check, then check again that the garage door is fully open before backing up. Hitting partially open garage doors is one of the most common incidents at CDOT every winter ops season. Position your seats and mirrors properly, and make sure your mirrors are clean. Ensure the front plow blade is centered, the wing blade is up, and the V-box is down before moving the plow. Topic 4. Climbing with 3 points of contact. Here at CDOT, getting in and out of tall vehicles is part of the daily routine. But even if you're climbing ladders and plow steps every shift, you could be vulnerable to incidents or injuries if you forget the basics, like climbing with 3 points of contact. 3 points of contact means keeping 2 hands plus 1 foot or 2 feet plus 1 hand in contact with the plow or ladder at all times. Remember, always face the plow regardless of whether you're getting in or getting out. Climb with your hands empty, focusing on a firm, secure grip. Falls can be avoided by using every step or rung on the way down instead of jumping down from the last one. And finally, try to stick strictly to the designated steps or ladder rungs instead of using tires or improvised climbing points. Topic 5. Avoid striking fixed objects. Year over year, roughly 1/3 of all employee-caused incidents are fixed object strikes right at the patrol or on CDOT properties. You can avoid striking fixed objects by staying present, driving safely, doing a circle of safety, and when possible, using a spotter. When conditions are snowy or dark out on the road, you have less time to make decisions. You might have to drive slower, take wider turns, or anticipate the behavior of other drivers. Do not look at your phone while driving. It's against Colorado state law. Also, familiarize yourself with your plow's controls so you don't need to look down while driving. When plowing, don't plow too deep and don't get too close to the edge of the road or guardrail. Try not to veer across the center line, whether with your blades or with the plow in general. Heed warning signs for obstacles and lift your plow blades early to avoid them. Park vehicles out of the way of the path of other vehicles or plows. Topic 6, managing fatigue. Here are 2 facts about fatigue to remember. First, driving after going more than 20 hours without sleep is the equivalent of driving with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08%, Colorado's legal limit. And second, you are 3 times more likely to be involved in a crash when fatigued. At CDOT, fatigue is a very real risk with very real consequences, but it can be managed and avoided by being proactive. The 3 most effective ways to manage fatigue is by getting enough sleep off shift, staying hydrated, and eating well. CDOT employees may want to rely on temporary fixes like caffeine, rolling down windows, or turning up the radio. And we're not saying that those won't wake you up, but relying on them alone has been proven to not be as effective as taking care of yourself between shifts. Be ready to recognize the signs of fatigue, which include frequent blinking, difficulty focusing, nodding off, lane drifting, mental fog, and rubbing your eyes. If you're noticing any of these symptoms while driving, pull over to take a short break. You can even walk around your vehicle to improve blood flow and inspect your plow. Supervisors should check in with their employees at the end of their day to remind them to get good sleep in between shifts.
Thank you for watching this video and for your commitment to furthering CDOT's culture of safety. By wearing proper PPE, conducting pre-trip inspections, climbing in and out of vehicles safely, avoiding striking fixed objects, and getting proper rest between shifts, you can lower the risk of the most common injuries and incidents we see during winter operations. Supervisors, it's now time to visit the CDOT Safety website where you can start a safety engagement on one of the 6 issue areas we just highlighted. While it is mandatory to complete these exercises on at least one of these areas, supervisors should feel empowered to review the rest with their teams. And remember, when you complete a spot check safety engagement, record the exercise using MPA code 903SNO.